Marketing does work. You are your brand. That marketing doesn't happen by accident. It is a combination of being an art and a science. You have to play with it a little bit, and there has to be some method behind the madness. Owning a business requires balance, relationships, and courage. Simplicity is the key to your success. And if you are starting a new business, if it doesn't make you money, don't do it. Networking is a necessary part of the business, but it's not how many business cards you gather. It's how many connections and how many relationships you build. And if you go into networking events with that assumption, you will, one, take the nervousness out of it, because it's a whole lot easier to think that you're going to make 5 new friends today than it is to go in and see if I can catch up with everybody there and collect 300 business cards. Earlier, Jim was talking about your elevator pitch. How many of you, in 30 seconds, can say who you are, what you do, and why it matters? Being able to walk up to somebody and introducing yourself and saying who you are, what you do, and build that immediate connection that makes you want to ask more questions. Social media. How many people here get really overwhelmed with social media? Okay, there's so much of it. As a new business owner, start with one. Pick one that fits your brand. And I gotta tell you, if you're on one, you can immediately be on two, because anybody who's on any other social media can also be on Twitter, because anything you do on one social media just pushes automatically to Twitter if you have it set right. How many people here are on LinkedIn? Okay, have you started building your network before you start your business? Wink, wink, nod, nod. That's a must do. But there's nothing worse than getting an email from somebody you just connected with who's immediately trying to sell you. Drives me nuts, and it gives the rest of us a bad name. What networking you do on LinkedIn is as simple as picking 5 or 10 people who live in your area or who are in your industry or could potentially be clients, and you send them an email or LinkedIn message saying that you're trying to grow a new business, you recognize them as a leader in the industry or in the community, and would they be willing to spend a few minutes on the phone with you, or would they like to meet for coffee? What a great way to get to know people and actually have conversations. I do all of my social media at once for the course of a month or two, because I create all these images. I might put quotes out there, I might put quick tips about my business out there, but I build all of them at the same time so they all have the same look or feel. And then I schedule them out through Hootsuite, or even if I choose to do them myself. Everyone needs to have a visual library. You need to have good headshots. You need to have family and friend images. You need to have your logo. You need to have aspirational pieces. Crafting the message. Everybody wants to immediately move to branding when they start a business. Well, you need a good logo, you need a good business card, you need a website or a landing page to look real. The most important part is truly about keeping it simple, because if you can't explain it, they won't buy it. My company is marketing operations. I think about the logistics of marketing. As a business owner, you have to think about how you spend every dollar. So think of it as a puzzle or levers. So you adjust levers to get the right results. There's not a set formula for any one business, but it's about trial and error. But it's about making sure that you're trying new things and adjusting them a little bit, because it isn't a science, it's an art as well. And it's about figuring out what works for your brand and what voice.